Wow, he's King Konging over there on his scratching post. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another installment of The Tea. This is a series on my channel where I have like dedicated videos to talk about what may not fit in exactly well with the rest of my content. So in the past I've talked about like therapy and current struggles I'm going through. I've also talked about like just plain simple lighthearted story times or reviews on Netflix shows. So it's really a grab bag of things. It's been a while since I talked about a more personal topic, so let's get personal today. Oh, it smells so good. Before we get into that, let me show you the tea I'm drinking today. So today I am having a tea called Tart Tea to the Part Tea by Tea Kitten. This is a loose leaf tea and it comes in a bag like this. And this bag came in a tea subscription box called Sipsby. They're an Austin-based tea subscription box company, and you get 4 servings worth of 4 different local teas. Not exactly local teas, but like they curate a box of fun new tea flavors based on your preferences. If you hear some like ripping sounds, that's my cat ripping into a chair next to me. And the other teas I got in my box include Soothing Caramel Bedtime by Yogi. So this is like a chamomile based caffeine free tea. I also have Jasmine Green Tea by the Tea Spa, and this is a low caffeine drink. And then I also have Raspberry and Pomegranate like blend of green tea by Ahmad Tea, which is medium caffeine. So this is actually my favorite box I've gotten yet. Sipsby does send me this box. I used to have a code with them, but they kind of redid their whole influencer program. So I am having technical difficulties with whatever else they wanted me to do. So I haven't done it in the last 2 months. So this might be my last box that they send me. Well, today's, oh my gosh, Tony, please. Shh. I guess I'll show him on camera again. This is Tony. He's being very loud. For those of y'all who don't know, I'm a 4th year medical student. That means I'm in less than a year, I will be an MD. So I'm currently in the application cycle for applying to radiology residency. I am still revising my personal statement for residency applications, and it got me looking back at the personal statement I wrote pretty much 4 years ago when I was applying to med school. This is the essay that got me into medical school, and of course that comes with a disclaimer. My entire application got me into medical school. Like an essay can't exactly like rescue super below average GPA or no extracurricular activities. I had a fairly balanced application, but without further ado, let me tell you why I wanted to be a doctor. The rest of this video might be a little bit awkward because I'm just going to be reading, but it is what you're here for, so let me read it to you. And begin. I uncomfortably awaited my pediatrician atop a crinkly, paper-covered bed while cradling my locked arm that had contorted to its nightmarish state during an intense game of tag among preschoolers. As Dr. Davis reached to lift my arm, I drew away, anticipating crippling pain upon her touch. Imagine my terror when she twisted her hands around my elbow as if she were violently wringing a towel dry. After my initial alarm passed, I was even more astonished to find that my arm was as good as new. I felt convinced that she had just used some form of healing magic on me. Through my studies, I discovered my passion for science. In high school, I have fond memories with friends of crystallizing borax Christmas ornaments or dissecting an octopus before battering it and deep frying it. I fell into the irresistible allure of the great unknowns of the brain. The brain is the ocean of the human body, and I was interested to learn more than was covered in my 9th grade biology class. I find myself very lucky that I have already found something that I love to study. My first foray into the realm of medicine was as a high school volunteer in the emergency room of Tomball Regional Medical Center. There I met a little girl who fell and busted a hole completely through her lip. Dr. Carl told her that if she closed her eyes, he would spread strawberry jelly on her lips to stop the hurting. Then she might feel him wiggle her lips a little, but then she would be all fixed up. This reminded me of my first taste of healing magic. Although focused on my goals for medicine, I was introduced to research through the Epidermal Cell Fates and Regulation Lab. Here, I learned genetic manipulation techniques while working on a project to elucidate the functions of my assigned genes in Arabidopsis thaliana's cell fate determination pathways of its different epidermal cells. When mutations affect something along these pathways, development goes awry. Many detest the tedium of laboratory work, but I found delight in being involved in this research effort that has profound implications across many fields, including economics and agriculture, as well as in healthcare. I also now understand that medical doctors and medical research scientists have similar responsibilities to solve current and future health issues that we face. This past summer, my family hosted a total of 19 middle school students from South Korea in our home for 4 weeks while they studied English and experienced America. I was an English teacher, translator, driver to school and around Houston attractions, assistant cook, and mentor to these kids. Since both of my parents worked, I took on a great deal of responsibility for our guests, and this was the first time I had been responsible for so many people. Though the days were demanding, I learned a happy lesson that just one person's commitment can ease the burden off of many and impact the lives of many others. I discovered that though I can adopt the burdens of somebody else, lending a helping hand is not ever burdensome. There is truth behind the cliched platitude, volunteering is a gift, since I always leave with more than I give. I have committed a lot of my energy to organizing and attending volunteer events for Autism Speaks U at the University of Texas at Austin members. Through my experience at Horseboy World Playdates especially, I felt as if these playdates were for me to run around a ranch with kids and horses instead of a sacrifice of my time. I worked closely with Rupert Isaacson, the founder of the now multinational organization Horseboy World, and volunteering gave me the unexpected opportunity to learn directly from him the science behind the Horseboy method and movement method. The free therapy sessions help people on the autism spectrum and with other neurosensory diagnoses to gain communication and repattern the brain using horses, movement, and a natural environment. My experiences at these playdates even inspired the topic of my honors thesis for my departmental honors program. My dream was born through a little magic, which multiplies through the efforts of one's passion and commitment. My passion for science and the valuable lessons I have learned from many extraordinary people have only strengthened my determination to pursue the field of medicine. Medical school presents the opportunity for me to merge and direct my interests towards a life that is meaningful to me and impactful for others. As long as I wield the wand of medicine and have a heart for the people around me, I too can be a magician. Aww, Sally. There you have it. That is my personal statement that I used to apply to medical school. And reading it again all these years later, I'm actually still very impressed with the writing in this. The personal statement for medical school kind of has a lot of flexibility, so you can really weave like a story and a narrative, or you can be more direct if you want to, but I kind of like this opportunity to flex my old unused writing muscles, and I injected just like a little bit of Disney magic into this story. That's just my own writing style, and man, writing my residency personal statement, which is a lot more direct, I kind of miss writing like this. You can hear in this writing that this is the voice of a young, bright-eyed, optimistic, hopeful medical school candidate, and it incorporated a lot of my personality, my interests, my nerdiness, like making borax crystal Christmas ornaments with my friends in high school. Some experiences that I really learned from and grew as a person from, like teaching a bunch of middle schoolers is not easy, and volunteering at a horse ranch for movement therapy is a commitment. This many years later, I do stand by everything that I said in my personal statement. It's really all still true. A personal statement, by the way, for those of y'all who are not in like the graduate school, like this kind of medical world, is a statement that's supposed to explain why you want to become a doctor, why are you applying to medical school, and maybe some experiences that helped mold you to eventually form that decision, and perhaps also some convincing arguments or reasons why the medical school student admissions committee should accept you. But like all in all, it's supposed to show who you are as a person. Aw, reading this again just kind of gives me the fuzzies in my chest. Medical school is hard, and everyone going into medical school hears that medical school is hard, but you don't really like understand like the emotional roller coaster that clinical rotations will put you through, or just how far you'll be pushed in your studies. But now that I'm at the end of it, woo, I survived it. I wouldn't trade it for anything, I guess. Another thing about reading this personal statement so far removed from the time that I originally wrote it is that it just is kind of refreshing within me, reminding myself of why I'm here. And a lot of times in more difficult or challenging or demanding times, it's harder to remember sometimes why I'm here, but the why is everything, and that's what gets me through. That's my content for today. I hope you enjoyed. This also shows you a little bit more of me and what I did in college, where I am now. If you're at a time in your life where you're thinking about writing personal statements or application essays for college, graduate school, postgraduate school, master's degree, anything, then I hope that this kind of inspired you a little bit, or just entertained you because you have that kind of thing on your mind. I know this is not my normal makeup content. Worry not, it's coming back very soon, but just this tea is my own space where I consider it to be like my channel and not our channel, which is how I usually think of it. We will be back to the regularly scheduled program very soon, but thank you for watching this video and for spending your time with me. Remember that y'all are my treasure. Find the beauty in every day, but most importantly, be kind to yourself. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!